The village of Kaskaskia has long faced the challenges of living beside the Mississippi River. Its history is one of adaptation, courage, and community, constantly responding to the rivers that surround it. Settled in the early 1700s by French Jesuits in the Kaskaskia tribe, the village became a trade hub thanks to its riverside location. But over centuries, floods and erosion forced relocation. To reduce the risk of flooding to the community, residents moved the village about 3 miles down the road, creating today's Kaskaskia Island. Longtime Kaskaskia resident Emily Lyons grew up along the Mississippi River and remembers the floods of her childhood vividly.
I remember I was still quite young in grade school somewhere in the 40s, and we had 43 and 45 were both typical flood years, and there was water between our house, which was up on the bridge. The elevation where the church is one of the higher points in the middle of the island, and we had a house there, and you went down the road from there and you had drive-through water. The water was a way of life, you know.
Emily also recalls her experience during the record-setting 1993 flood and the devastation that occurred after the levee breached. When the levee failed, Emily and her family evacuated. Like many residents, they left not knowing what they would return to. When the water finally receded, the home she had known for decades was gone, reshaped by floodwater and wind.
Afterwards, when they walked in, you know, oh yeah, my 2-story house, I could stand here and look over the top of it too. Everybody was very upset, to say the least, you know, that you realized what it was going to look like when you went back and what was there, knowing how powerful water can be.
Derek Klein, a third-generation levee commissioner, remembers what it was like growing up in Kaskaskia and learning firsthand how to fight floods during the Mississippi River flood of 1993.
Flood fighting as a kid, you basically did what Dad said. I was pretty scared that summer, once it started getting bad, I didn't want to be with anybody other than my dad. You know, I had some buddies that would run around in their truck or something, and they're my age, and I'm like, man, you know, what if something happens? I want to be with Dad.
Floods have long tested homes, schools, and farms, and the community has answered with ingenuity and resolve. Derek recalls the 1993 flood and how it caught the community by surprise.
I mean, everybody thought they had bulletproof levees. None of them ever been breached or broke. Nobody expected to lose the levee in 93. You know, nowadays, you know the levees, it's not bulletproof. My dad wrote that in his dying letter, you know, how do you say it? Don't put all your hopes and dreams in a man-made levee or something like that, but and he was right. You know, that broke his heart when we lost this in 93.
Mark Alvey, a now retired geotechnical engineer and flood fighter with U.S. Army Corps of Engineers St. Louis, recalls the 1993 flood and the large amount of water seeping under the levee.
Under seepage was just uncontrolled. The water was just so swift that it was kind of just knocking off the sandbags. It was really unnerving to see how much power that under seepage had.
Since the 1993 flood, residents in the Kaskaskia Island Drainage and Levee District have made many improvements to strengthen the levee system. One of the major rehabilitation efforts added and extended seepage berms along the levee to reduce underseepage like that experienced in the flood. Today, the levee reduces flood risk for roughly 9,200 acres, including farmland, homes, and historic sites. The flood changed the community, but it did not define it. Leadership passed to the next generation. Families who once filled sandbags as children now serve the levee district, ensuring that the levee is stronger and more reliable than before.
If there was no levee, there would be nothing over here. And there's so much history over here. It's so important to keep this place alive and to protect it.
For the Kaskaskia Island community, the levee is more than infrastructure. It is the line between loss and continuity and the foundation for a stronger future.